Hi there, this is Dr. John Whitcomb talking this week about why red meat may make you die earlier. This is actually a study from about 6 years ago published in the Archives of Internal Medicine that followed 500,000 people aged 50 to 71 for some 10 years with food frequency questionnaires to see how often they were eating different kinds of food. And what they've looked at are hundreds of variables, so they could weed out the confounding things like education and other food and exercise and smoking and all the rest of that. And what they found was essentially at the end of the day that eating the most red meat resulted in about a 30% increased risk of dying sooner. A little more here and there for cancer or for women, but the fundamental thought was eating red meat made you die sooner. And what they looked at was it the cholesterol or saturated fat in meat, and they left it there. Since then, there have been a few other venues that add other issues to red meat, and let me add those other ideas. Number one, red meat in America is basically comes from cows and pigs and such who are fed corn. In fact, they're fed GMO corn. And corn is a New World food and contains a lot of lectins. The reason farmers feed their animals corn is they get fat. And lectins are the signaling messages that plants put out that basically are trying to keep enemies away. So they're low-grade poisons, and they oftentimes instigate a lot of hormonal effects in them. And what we now know is that you are what you eat, but you are also what you eat eats. So the inflammatory effects of corn get passed through to humans. And that is possibly one of the causes that red meat causes you in trouble. In fact, if you do analyses in Americans, it turns out that if you do a carbon-14 analysis, you can trace how many of your calories come from corn. In America, it's in the range of 65%. Other studies have shown even higher. The results in Europe are only 5% because we eat so much corn-raised, animal-made meat. So that's one idea. The other idea is iron. Iron is a tricky substance, but did you know that the least Alzheimer's in the world are places who have average ferritins of 20? In America, as we get older, we keep absorbing iron, and we know that your brain, in trying to get rid of iron, creates beta amyloid, and Alzheimer's is a disease of too much amyloid plaque. And because iron is so critical for women making babies, women, of course, have menstrual cycles and give away iron, or they make babies and give away iron. But we men never can do that, and we always accumulate more iron, and in fact die sooner than women, partially attributable to the excess iron in our bodies. So many men have irons of 4, 5, 600 in their ferritin level, whereas women will have 120, 200. But healthy iron is probably in the range of a ferritin of 20. Both of those issues are critically linked to why we have more mortality from iron. So what will work for me? I'm not eating as much red meat. I'm certainly looking for more grass-raised animals. I'm trying to stay away from lectins. And in fact, we're going to start talking about lectins a lot. That will be our next series because that's a key understanding for your health. So this is Dr. Whitcomb talking about why red meat makes you die a little sooner. And your job is to guess what's in the background. Hint, my grandchild lives in San Francisco. Answer, Sunset Boulevard and the Sunset District in San Francisco. Talk to you next week.